Good afternoon, setters. So I am going live on the US session. So obviously we have something interesting from ECB, shall I say interesting, and not going to raise interest rate in Europe. What's a surprise? Haven't done it for 11 years, not going to I don't think they were going to give us any surprises anyway, to be honest. So Euro, what are we doing, Euro? You can clearly see around this area is ranging. Let me get my pen ready. So we have a ranging condition around this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days of ranging. Boring. So not going to get involved with that actually. Drop down to hourly, you will see some interesting fact that it was, I think, what I refer fake move. You can see big push up high test on 1 hour and then fail. So it pushes to around the 107.73 area, and then now starting to show some reversal sign. But I'm not going to get involved with this price action anyway. Okay. Let's move on to the indices and let's talk about the trade that I got in and why did I get out yesterday, right? So I got in here. I said look for a change of trend and then got in. My target was here. It didn't hit. All right. I show you why, what triggered the move. All right. So just going to show you guys, I do have losing trade, guys, you know, it's part of the trading. So look at that. Wow. Yesterday I lost £30. Wow. Big loss. Kidding. I'm only kidding. It's just a small loss. Sometimes I do celebrate small losses because if I didn't close up the trade, then would be a full 1%, 3,000 pound to lose, but only lost £30 yesterday. What a result. Actually, I had 2 trades, could have lose 6,000 if I don't manage it accordingly. Right. So why did I close it? I need to drop down to a 15-minute. You will see a lot clearer. So I'm waiting. My friend just joined me. So that's fantastic. I was gonna just stop off for a moment. I'm just going to share that as quite, I think it's quite interesting, this one. Malcolm, you're here, so that's fine if you can't talk. I'm just going to go through the trade that I took on, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday on S&P 500. I said it is ranging, but as long as price stay above this 4,080 area, okay, I'm happy to be a buyer, which I did. And drop down to a 15-minute to show you guys how I done it and why I closed it yesterday. So I said around this area, look for a base, which it did develop. All right, wasn't super aggressive. Super aggressive could be here, but I took the trade above. Yeah, so bang, perfect, no problem. Retest. That's okay for a little bit of retracement here. And so that's not so much of an issue. The issue came first, all right, here. At 3 o'clock, we saw big buying, and at 3:15, we saw selling. That's already is not a good sign. When it opened, when it settled, you should see price action continue to break higher. It didn't do that, all right? So once it do that, range around here, as soon as it break lower here, I have an alert in this support level. As soon as it break, Malcolm already know he's a member, I close off the trade. Why did I do that? Because it's not doing what I want. It should continue. It's an intraday, you need momentum. That's zero momentum, and we can see last week I took here, which is fantastic. I banked and then got out. If you don't get out, it's just, it can collapse like that. At the moment, longer term picture, I don't think it's bullish at the minute. I mean, the whole overall picture is not bullish anyway, but it's okay for me to take some reversal trade on indices. Price action here is quite similar like this. So after the initial push up, it may have to do this now. So we may see a bounce lower. Could it come back to this area? We shall see. But for me, I'm not going to get involved to buy anymore because the price action is just not right for me to get involved. If it drop below the 4,080, that was in this area, I see it dropping lower, at least to around the 4,000 first. Could it drop lower? Certainly can, but we shall see. But I see this this month will be a rangy month anyway, because after a certain period of trending, we do end up with a period like that. We could end up with a period like that. So my suggestion on trading on this month, keep your target short and sweet. Don't aim for multiple to one because we just don't have the conditions for it. All right. So the picture of this is bearish. I don't want to sell S&P 500 because it is one of the strongest compared to other US. Russell would be the one that I like to sell more because it's a lot more bearish. You can see already corrected from 2,400 back to 1,700, and we are just having a double top formation, still testing this resistance 1,900 area. 4 hours already formed up a head and shoulder pattern. All right, so let's draw that for you guys. Okay, right shoulder, head, and then left shoulder in here. Okay, so I'm happy to sell this, definitely, but again, I really wish there's something very easy to teach and stuff like that. But let's see how it develops in the next hour or two. So this afternoon, I won't take a breakout trade. So I want to see price take off this low here and then come back and retest around this area. Stop loss there. Target 1820. All right. So Russell 2000 is on the list to sell. So just around the monthly pivot area. So not too much, maybe just about a 2 to 1. If you can get a very elegant entry, which is okay. All right. So that's the part of the plan on selling Russell. Another option would be NASDAQ. We know technology has been bearish, has been selling off the most anyway. Again, overall is just having a potential daily change of trend, but the overall picture you can see is a downtrend. Yeah, very, very bearish. Weekly is the downtrend. So happy to be a seller. You see, weekly downtrend could be a weekly lower high, but like I said, it could be ranging. So 4 hour dropping down, you can see another head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder formation. So let's clear this mess. Come back for a retest. Let's see where the day pivot tomorrow. Sell it, stop loss. Back to around this area again, just around a 2 to 1, 1.5 to 1. Take the profit, then be happy with it, and then we'll see how it goes. Well, whether we're going to go long through here, just do a little bit of shorter term trading, we shall see. But it probably won't happen until next week anyway. All right. Moving on to the currency side of thing, right? Dollar. I remember someone said, okay, why dollar's not working? I'm trying to buy dollar yen, but we are hitting a soft level of resistance. Why I said soft level? Because it's just a trend line. It's not a horizontal soft level, so it's quite soft. Got the monthly pivot. We have a ranging condition, of course, trying, and now today we could see a push higher. Can I go long on dollar? Yes. Okay. But once it clear this or something a little bit less correlated to dollar index, so not inside a basket, would be ideal. All right. I'll show you one of the options. It's quite funny. Yesterday, I did say I'm going to go long on Kiwi, because 4 hours is still bullish, but now the picture is changing. Yeah, it's changing. We've got 4 hour downtrend. All right, 4 hour downtrend on that, and the daily is still downtrend, weekly is still downtrend. The only thing that should be a concern is this: the phase 2 was quite strong. So for me, I'm not going to say, okay, take a short trade, take this low off. I think I will take some profit around this area, S1, 63 area. How do we get in? All right, interesting. This is, I want to talk about the trade that I took long and close off yesterday first. So just to show you guys, I do lose trade again. Wow, like I said earlier, I lost 30 pounds yesterday. But this trade, this 2 trade here, my risk was 6,200 pounds. All right, so to lose 30 pounds on this is excellent. I manage it accordingly. Otherwise, I could lose this if I don't manage it properly. All right. So where do we go, and what happened that for me to consider to close off the trade yesterday? The main driver is S&P 500. All right. So I took a long trade because that looks good. Come back to a level, and then I set a retest around this area. First and foremost, it broke lower first. I didn't like that. That's okay. Sometimes it happens. So I let it range. And then push. As soon as around the same time, S&P is dropping, then I have zero interest to stay on this trade, because you can see now is kicking me out if I stay on the trade. So I didn't like that anymore. So now where do we go from here? Okay, we said 4 hour already on the downtrend, daily still in the downtrend. You can see this level is very solid. Lows of interaction. All right, 64.28, 26 area. Let break. All right, let break down first, and then look for a retest around this area. This is the ideal scenario to have a look at where the potential daily pivot would be. Is now already in S1, so I can see, yeah, maybe we'll go a bit lower. Clear all the drawing first. So it's already in S1. Let's see how it is. If it go to S3, wouldn't surprise me. Then yeah, that 64.28 area would be an area that I would just set a limit order. How would I do that? I sometimes would use the Fibonacci retracement. So let's see where we end up tonight. Say if potentially, I'm just saying potentially, if it's let's see, draw that in here. Say potentially go to S3. I'm just saying that it's example. This area will be spot on, isn't it? 61.8, the golden ratio would be. So 64.27.1 at the moment, according to a projection. Now, later on, when the price really finishing and you will see it pulling back on a phase 2, then you can use this method to measure. Another thing that I would like to point out, support and resistance zone is very important. Fib is important. And then try and use the EMA into advantage. You see, rejecting the 50 EMA, rejecting 50 EMA. So let's see where this 50 EMA is tomorrow, potentially going to be. Use all of this to your advantage and set up your limit order. All right. So like that, stop loss just here, target back down to 63. That's a 2.5 to 1 trade. So not bad. And so top of my list now change to selling Kiwi, but they need to take off this first. And indices need to drop lower on that. Another one that potentially already is kind of setting up is Aussie dollar, right? So that's very basic. Come back to the daily. It's still on the daily down. Well, to me, yes. I mean, technically, for me, it needs to cleanly break this previous lower high. It didn't. It tested it, and then now it's come back. So it's still on the daily downtrend. Now on this, could have sell it above here, but no, I didn't do that. That's okay because the phase 2 was quite strong. And so I'm not going to take off the low. Where could it be? It could be here. It could be even 70. And that it really depending on how bearish on the stock indices. Let me drop down to 4 hours. You'll see another reversal patterns already form up, clear as day on head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, right? Clean level, break, retest, first profit, second profit. All right, simple as that. Similar things that will, depending on the price section, I will set a limit order. If it doesn't trigger, then I'll look for a smaller time frame to get in, but need to break a bit lower first. All right, not ready yet, but this level is a lot of interaction around this 71.64. Again, 50 MAs works quite well. It's just we have the 2050 crossover already. So now breaks lower, come back for a retest around this 71.63 area. To take a short first target around here, lots of interaction, 70, 60, 70, 58. And then down to 70 potentially. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, forget about this area. 70 will be the first area to aim for, and then see how it goes. Could it test the low again? Depending on the indice. But 70 would be a good one to aim for. Still multiple risk to reward. So 3, 4 to 1 even. The rest of them I don't really like. Pound is such a mess. I don't like it. Dollar CAD, I'm looking to short dollar with the CAD, but need to pull back first to 127. So we're waiting for that. Dollar Swiss is on phase 2, so I don't know what exactly he's doing, so I'm not really touching that. Dollar yen is on the list to sell yen again, but need to pull back to around this 13114 area first. All right. Commodity. It's very boring on oil. It's grinding higher. Maybe we'll see a blow off top first. 130 again. I don't know. Zero interest to trade. Feel sorry that of the oil prices that is keep pumping higher because putting petrol or diesel in your car is very expensive these days. Lucky I don't drive that much and just feel the pain when people you have to drive a living. And moving on to gold and silver, zero interest basically is, look how many sideways days, 2 weeks sideways, zero interest. Silver being similar things anyway, breaks higher, break lower. Let's make that convince me first. All right, so not touching that. Cryptocurrency, wow, it's just so sideways again. Daily, you see that? Yeah, super sideways in here. So maybe when we see a pop lower and then pop higher, but very rangy, it's trying to make up its mind. I do see it probably pop a little bit lower and then come back here and then trick everybody, thinks this is the base and then come lower and then do that again. And then end of the year will be probably the buying time. Still not buying, but price action just not allowing me to trade. Same on Ethereum. There's nothing exciting about this chart anyway. It's sideways movement. So let's this. You want to, Malcolm want to know where my entry limit order for Aussie and Kiwi again. Look, Malcolm, it's not ready. All right, it's I will do that. So Ethereum, nothing. Let's go back to something on our focus. All right, let's do Aussie first. Aussie, we need to see the first and foremost. I need to see it break lower first. So depending on how aggressive you want to be, let's two scenario. One is when indice open pops higher, that become actually a lower low. You can set a breakout order. Okay, that's one option. All right, so breakout below this 71.50 below that. Stop loss depending on your appetite, but tuck it above the 50 EMA should be okay. Aiming for 70, so that could be just close to 3-1. Not bad. All right, so that's one of the options. Another option, depending on how aggressive you are, if you don't want to be aggressive, more confirmation is break first a bit more and then come back. Same thing, 71.50. All right, but check the daily pivot tomorrow. If retest, most likely will be tomorrow or tonight. Yeah, you know, it's S2 now, so yeah, let's see how it is. Let's see how it develops in next hour or so. If it pops higher, that's a clear lower low. Breakout wouldn't be too bad, I think. You know, first is go back to history to have a look at the behavior. Look at that. When it breaks, it really does like to just break anyway on Aussie. So see here, break, yeah, give you a little bit of retest at 7 at night, but you know, whatever it is up to you how you want to do it. But I may take a breakout, but you know, watch out on the signal on Discord group a bit later. If I do take it, I will send it on the group. Kiwi, on the other hand, I think is similar. Anyway, you know, if price pops higher, like from the indices, they usually do that, pops higher. As long as it doesn't change like a bullish momentum, yeah, you could take a breakout in below here, stop loss, tuck the target up to here. All right, 63, and then maybe leave some running. But if you want to take a retest, it will be tomorrow morning. That break below, come back for a retest, depending on how aggressive you want to be. But look at this, when it breaks, it kind of just breaks as well in here, see? So I will monitor how the index is doing. Quick look now on, yeah, it's looking, yeah, I mean, we may have something like this develop. Test this, and then a rejection, and then go lower. But I won't take too many of the trade. If I get in one of them, then I will wait for the next one for a retest. So most likely, depending on the movement, I would probably take Aussie dollar short or Kiwi. And other things that I would like to share is sometimes you can use the strength and weakness to your advantage. So go to Aussie, Kiwi, have a quick look of what they are doing. All right. So we see Aussie against Kiwi is potentially going back to phase 2. So Kiwi may be a touch stronger than Aussie. So probably Aussie more preference in that way. Just by looking at that, Aussie is trending for a while, likely to pull back. If Aussie compared with Kiwi is pulling back, selling Aussie dollar might favor you a bit better. That's all. So keep an eye on the indice, because the main driver is still the stock indice. I'll quickly have a look at one thing. I know you guys don't look at too much anyway. I don't want to confuse you guys too much. I do check the US Treasury yield, so the 10 years bond yield actually, because it has a lot of impact into the dollar and the Japanese yen, etc., etc. So we'll have to go to trading view, just have a quick look and see what they're doing. So are we gonna see a pop higher? If it's, you know, if you going higher, then indice will drop lower. We're seeing this sort of a inverse correlation at the moment. Yeah, it's the trend line that I've drawn is actually back above as well. So the soft resistance level now potentially turning into a support. So we may see it pops higher, test this 3.2 first, all right, maybe. So keep an eye on the bonds if you have access to it, a bond yield. Otherwise, yeah, don't worry if you don't have it anyway. So quick wrap up. I think indice, I don't want to go long anymore because of the price action you can see on the S&P. when the support test multiple times become a lot weaker. All right, so let's watch it. If it breaks below here, potentially turn to the seller on Russell and NASDAQ. So if that is bearish on indices, Aussie and Kiwi, the risk on currency would be preference to sell as well. Okay. As always, if you have any question, drop me a message. If you are on our Discord group, then great, ask me directly. Otherwise, you can drop me a comment on YouTube, but it's probably going to take longer to reply. All right. Have a good day and see you guys next week. Thank you.